Oseo.
Oseo.
We are actually on the eve of the wolf moon. It'll be coming up here pretty soon, a couple hours. Interesting, on the news, on the TV, you know, I think I've heard more about the wolf moon from those people than I've heard before. And seriously. And along with that, the eclipse and the red moon and blood moon and all of those kind of things were accompanying it. It sounds very significant. Here in my display, instead, in the place of the wolf, I have the symbol of winter thunder. A very heavy mythical person who also accompanies the birth of Changing Woman, which will be coming up here very, very soon. So what is that, the thing they make out of the tulies, you know, the Irish thing, you know, Bridget.
Bridget's cross.
That's also a symbol of winter thunder and so forth. And January is the month for whelping the wolves. The wolves whelp at this time. So that's also very significant. That's accompanying all of this. And incidentally, I recall with whelping, a few years ago, there in West Virginia, and the magazine West Virginia featured the discovery of some Irish Celtic ogham there. And basically it would be accompanying the winter solstice. Now the winter solstice was the original time of Christmas, if we can put it that way. And it was that way for quite a long time until much later it was changed to what it is today. But it was part of the winter solstice event. And these petroglyphs that have been discovered are carved in ogham, you know, on the side of rocks. And the gist of the deciphered translators was basically to, you know, accompany the modern idea of Christmas, and that is to say the Virgin gave birth to a son, like that. But that's not really what it says, and too bad that the epigrapher, we all knew personally, Barry Fell, he missed a chance, you know, to make a real skyrocket on this about the Irish. You know. And I had Shawnee, and he really commended the woman in the article who actually was able to translate the Irish in it. But the epigrapher is giving the interpretation, like I had just said, and that is not what it actually says. It's saying that the medicine woman proffered to whelp a son. And it even kind of carries that through into a layer. So for certain, we're talking about a wolf. Now in Irish, whelp is cuilan. There's even a mythical character, Cuchulainn, you know, who's a kind of a dog character. But cuilan is, you know, to the Irish word for whelp in this case. And macdir is wolf. So the name of a person, you may have heard some person's name, McIntyre. You know, that's a kind of English accent on it, but McIntyre means literally son of the wolf. So what's being interpreted, you know, as the Virgin gave birth to a son, really looks like more, she gave, whelped a wolf cub. So that seems very, very special in all this. Along with the red moon as it is, yours truly is of the Cherokee Wolf clan, Aniwaya, so I have a lot of wolf lore with me. The Good Red Road, the Chankuluta, that way we say the Harmony Road, you know, the red road is infrared. The way of the wolf is infrared. And it's to say something that we understand and call it, you know, infraspecific. Infraspecific is that in this lineage we understand what's right. We understand what's good. And that's the way we cleave to it. So the red moon strongly has that about it, governing us in the Harmony Road or the Good Red Road. So with that one, I want to say a piece to the wolf right here. Your wolf moon, Wyanuda, is an act of beauty which deepens the reality of the animal world, deepens the reality of a spirit world, deepens the reality of sky world. Your life-giving breath surrounds you and all that you love. This doorway of wolf opens me for you to enter. Yo, hey, hey, hey! Now going on from that to this is Holy Boy, child born of water. And this is an Edward Curtis photograph. I just really had the inspiration to use this instead of some other things that I've made for him, that he is a Navajo boy there, and really fills it out. And here, up here, this is what we call a Navajo sand painting that's made by Rosa Eldridge. Blackness is her body. I'm saying an Ilie, that's the way that I think that's the way I call that. So it looks like the night and everything, and then we can see the moon, and Venus is the cross, and the Milky Way is the zigzag, and stars in that. So the blackness is her body. And here we have a matriarchal concept that differs from the patriarchy. Patriarchy instituted death, and instituting death, you know, it broke a harmony, it broke a whole thing. And eventually, maybe that will be driven out and wholeness will take place again, you know, kind of call that, you know, like an empirical wholeness. Our world is total that way. So that's something very positive. So in the Celtic calendar, which is matriarchal, at the end of the Celtic year, the end of October, that we don't die, we actually are born into. We are born into her. When we start at the winter solstice and carry that through our life here in this world, is actually we are growing a life, you know, in her term. We are actually, you know, passing, you know, through her to actually be born into her. So the way that we live our life, you know, of nourishment and positivity is what we actually are giving to her when we are born into her at the end of our term. And that's the way it's actually arranged that way. In Egypt, it's called Zip-Tipi. Zip-Tipi meaning everything has its beginning and completes its term. Everything has that, including the whole world itself. And so that always gives us a new way to begin, to carry through. And in this way that I'm presenting here is Holy Boy, child born of water. So follow this piece with me, and you'll see how I'm saying this. Child born of water, Holy Boy, is one of the faces of her female substance, her blackness wet body, her epiphany of her revealing nature. Her first child bears a quality that is not meant to grow, but to remain as it is, as a child at the threshold, intact. The personal image of our living world needs this original child, which can only be presented in this way. Holy Boy speaks of his own childhood and of everything of that first sun rising. Holy Boy is the wonder of all beginnings and the wonder of beginning again. It is Holy Boy who leads us to imagine being in the world as in the first day of creation, to see anew for the first time. Little heart, you have snug into me a spiral. You give birth to this mother's bud. And this was one way that I could speak of her blackness as her body on my own.
Beautiful.